Hey, it's me, UnapologeticallyTee, and I am just out taking a walk. Felt like I needed to come and be one with the nature, and so I'm doing that. And then I'm planning on sharing that with y'all. But yeah, I just felt like being isolated. It gotta get outside sometimes. See the birds, see the wildlife in general, trees, oh, little snowbirds. They're so beautiful. But yeah, so I've done a couple of videos. I've been real focused on being creative. Not even just being creative, but just creating. You know, being creative comes natural when you're being authentic to yourself. So if you are one of those people that want to tap back into your creativity, just do it. Just be you. Whatever you create is creative. But yeah. Yeah, these last couple of days have been weird. It's there's nothing wrong. There's a lot of things right. And it's a lot of purging, and it doesn't feel like it did, in the past. It's more like just purging the things that, no longer serve me, as far as my own indoctrinated views and stuff like that. A little squirrel. Squirrel. I feel like a dog. But yeah, watching the leaves blow. I could do some haikus out here, but I don't have nowhere to sit. That's how I sucked. Well, I thought I sucked at haikus because as a kid I loved them. But when I got to college, I had this professor, God rest his soul. His name was Cliff Edwards. And he was definitely into Zen. And he used to challenge us to do haikus, and I would do haikus, and he would literally bust my balls with them. And it was because I think during that time, I was still trying to rediscover myself. I was going through identity crisis, so I just was doing, and I was hiding myself, and I think he knew that. And so he used to try to challenge me a lot, and I'll never forget him for that. I'll never forget him for that. It's funny how when you're in the thick of it, it looks like it could be a possible attack. Why are you grading me so hard? And now that I know what I know, is I know that he was challenging me because he knew I had some stuff in here that I won't let out. But yeah, I used to like to do haikus, just sitting in nature. That's what haikus are about traditionally, but what I've learned being a creative, you find nature in many things, so it doesn't have to be talking about cherry blossoms and the leaves blowing. But that was cool. I just saw a little scene in Pocahontas where the leaves were blowing in the air, literally. So that was dope. But yeah, I literally had a release this morning where grief came to visit. My friend Grief and me are really well acquainted. Just like my friend Death. We are all really acquainted over this motherfucker. And just was over here accepting some things, releasing some things. And for real, I'm just gonna go ahead and share it. I feel like out of all my deaths, Dante was my hardest death besides myself. Losing him was ultimately like losing a part of me, because we were definitely so intertwined that it was like losing a part of me. Like, I literally view him as my right hand man, and we depended a lot on each other. So I was left with a clusterfuck of reality and it was my reality, and I had to deal with it. I had to deal with it. I had to process it. I had to get through it. But you know, I lost a part of me that I had depended on, and he had depended on me for different reasons. We depended on each other for 11 years. And you know, I'm starting to, you know, I've worked through a lot of the trauma that was caused. A lot of the trauma I haven't even shared publicly, but I literally have worked through that, like with myself. I've shared the most important pieces that I feel like could be beneficial to other people. Who knows? Maybe some shit will come up in the future that might help somebody else. But today it was important because I think because our relationship was so toxic on both ends. We both were toxic, and I've admitted to that. I think that was the point this morning, was releasing some of my toxicity, you know, some more of it, because I'm not perfect and I don't want to be perfect, but I also don't want to carry on shit that is not beneficial for me and where I want to be at in life and how I want to be in life, just because that's all I know. That's what I learned. That's how I learned to do things. So yeah, like, did a big release today. Another thing that came up was, I used to always, like, when we separated and once he died, I always questioned whether, you know, he loved me. And I definitely kept getting confirmation from other people that he did. However, because our relationship was so toxic, I was in a confused state. But you know, today I got to sit with self and sit with God, even sit with him, and know that, you know, we loved each other deeply, like far deeper than two people having sex with each other. Like, that nigga was like my brother, my best friend, goddamn, my sister, my, you know, like, he was a father figure to me. Shit, he was even mothering to me at some moments. So he literally was my everything, and I think I was his at times. So literally just being able to know that what we shared was definitely, it was a dynamic for sure. It was a deep level dynamic. However, going forward, I do not wish to share that type of toxicity with anyone. Even though there was love there. Man, these birds, bro. Even though that there was real deep love there, like unconditional love, I don't never want to be in a relationship where I put nobody before me. I feel like if a person wants me to choose them over me and what's best for me, they're not for me. But yeah, it was a lot of release today. A lot of release and acceptance. one of the things, like verbal abuse is a big one that I carry. That's a toxic trait. Sometimes I don't even be realizing like I be doing it. I just grew up where people talk shit with each other, and people would hurt your feelings and be like, I was just joking. So that's one of the things I don't want to carry on. I do want to shoot the shit with people who shoot the shit, but if I ever, like, I guess say like this, say for instance, like if we shooting the shit, we shooting the shit. But if you ever came to me and was like, you know, T, what you said hurt my feelings, or I didn't like what you said, or I didn't like how you did that, I just want to be able to move forward and knowing that I don't have to take that shit personal as an attack against me, in the sense that like I'm a bad person. I want to be able to view that as a teachable moment, that this is this person's boundaries, and I don't want to go there. And to segue from that into, if I'm having a disagreement or argument with somebody, I don't ever want to go so low just because they have hurt me. Like, I don't want to do that tit for tat shit. We did a lot of tit for tat in our relationship. He tatted the most. he fucking tapped that. Put some goddamn shiny shoes on that nigga. He did the tapping the most, the tatting the most. A lot of my shit was mind games. A lot of his shit was actual doing. And either way, both is wrong. So I just want to be I want to be, period, regardless of the relationships I have, because relationships are not just romantic or partnerships, they're friendships, they're relationships between you and your kids. You have like business relationships. Like, I just want to be level-headed and on top of my game in life. And just doing that big ass release was good. I cried. It hurt, but it felt good after. And it actually made me want to get up and walk and talk, walk and think, walk and be in nature. But I don't know what else came to me. Another thing came to me too this morning was, you know, it was said just like this. It was said, basically, all the tears that you've cried in grief and loss, just wait till you see the tears you cry when your blessings come in. And that was beautiful to hear. That was beautiful to hear. That was beautiful to receive. And I'm just really, really fucking proud of myself. Like, gosh, I made it out alive. I made it out alive. I've made it out alive. I've made it out alive. And I'm so grateful for that. Like, and not only did I make it out alive, I made it out alive with minimal support. And most of my support was very much spiritual. Very much heavy on the spiritual. So heavy on the spiritual. And I'm happy. At first, I was so fucking sad and distraught that I had nobody. And I say that in the sense of I had nobody consistent and near. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, buddy. I ain't seen you in a while. What y'all out here doing? Hey, hey, my friend. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, y'all out here playing. Y'all out here playing. Yeah, it's my walking partner. I ain't seen him in a while. And you off the porch. You usually on the porch. He usually come off. Hey, you can get some love too. You're so cute, both of y'all. Yeah. Yeah, his teammate usually be on the porch. Might be two girls, I don't know. No, you a boy. Two boys. You getting your back scratched. She rolling around. Alright, so you don't want me to go that way? We'll be good. What's wrong? Y'all want to lay down. You are spoiled. I want to walk. I came outside to walk. Come on. Or go home. Because y'all trying to get me to rub on y'all and stuff. And I just want to walk. Alright. So, I don't even know where I was. So, we're going to skip the train of thought. Oh, Lord. Yeah, we're going to skip the train of thought. And we're gonna skip over that train of thought. But I think I was talking about like blessings and feeling alone. I mean, God definitely sent me people, but I didn't have anyone consistent. So it was definitely, I gotta give a big thanks to my spirit squad for talking my ass, pushing me through. Gotta give a big shout out to myself for not giving up in. Still going, still flowing. Been doing some things that like definitely has been boosting my confidence and just continuing to trust God, keep my faith. I get weary sometimes. That's why I make these videos, just to let you know that this shit is a real life human experience. And there are ups and downs. Even while I feel up, there are downs. I just feel like you gotta face your downs. Face your downs. Thank God for the sun. I definitely needed to get outside and get some sun. Woo, needed it. But yeah, I really had one hell of a year, one hell of a life, and I made it through. I'm happy about that. Like, I get emotional about that. I don't know, something I would like to talk about too is females having sexual autonomy and just control of their sexual autonomy and just their body in general. I think being sexually abused literally rewires the brain in so many ways. It opens the door for so much self-hatred. Half the times you are doing things and you don't even know why. You just are living out of fear, trauma, and a lot of other things. Wanting to be accepted, all that stuff. So, felt like I had hair. But female autonomy, like control over female autonomy, has to be a must going forward in this world. The way we handle sexual abuse has to change. because that shit is soul sucking. And when I say female control over female autonomy, I mean, you know, your sex, how you view sex. What is sex to you? Sex is many things. Sex can be healing. Sex can be fun. Sex can be painful. Some people like it that way. Some sex can be, you know, used as a tool to get what you want. So you can use sex for seduction, sex for a job, sex for to survive, sex to create. We create things in sex, whether it be children or whether we're inspired and create something physical in another way. You have many artists who have sex and create art. So sex can be so many things, and nobody has the right to define what that would look like for you. As a female, also having autonomy over your body. It's your body, your choice. All these people that's dooming you to hell don't talk about how many mothers kept their children and fucking was not mentally stable enough to protect them, to love them, to care for them in the ways that you need to when you have children. And I've realized that I'm a product of that. And thank God, you know, she chose life. But I also had a lot of resentment that she did. I was told at a very young age that if it wasn't for her mother dying, she would not have kept me. So she did not choose life because of her religious beliefs. She chose life because she did not want another grieving cycle. And that was her choice. But yet I was born into a lot of chaos and confusion. And she was going through some things. Like I said, she had just lost her mom. So I came in during a pivotal point in her life where she was very, very broken and sad. And I don't think she ever recovered. I think she thought she did. I think I thought she did. But I don't think she ever truly recovered. So we don't talk about enough how these kids that y'all keep trying to, you know, bring into this world while it's already fucked up, you literally are shaming those same said kids when they grow up because they were given hate, they were given neglect, they were given mistreatment. And you can't bring up the foster care system, and you can't bring up adoption always as something, because adoption has turned into child trafficking in some scenes. I ain't say all, but some of them. And foster care is definitely child trafficking. People just don't talk about it. But the same criminals that you fucking shun, the same people that you're shunning, the same people that you're putting on death row, the same people that you're locking up and using them as slave labor, those are the people that you're basically saying that should be brought into the world, because you are saying essentially that people should keep kids that they don't want. And when you don't want your child feels it. They feel it in utero. They feel it when they grow up. Or not even just when they grow up, but they feel it, period. Like, they feel it in childhood. Kids are way more intelligent than adults are, because they're coming in very fresh from where they came from, and they're very tapped into whatever they came from, and they pick up on all that shit. Y'all keep looking at kids like they slow, when actually usually the adults that are raising them are the ones who have been dumbed down by society. The kids are fresh. The kids are still themselves. They haven't been beaten up by society yet until they are. And then a lot of us are looked at as bad. Shit, I was labeled a bad kid because I had anger issues. But now that you know my story, I ought to have been mad, right? And I had anger issues, and I didn't even realize why I was mad, because I wasn't addressing what was actually bothering me. Because I felt like I hadn't even been going through anything, because that's what I was conditioned, that, you know, because my parents had it harder than me, that the shit I was going through wasn't hard, or that the shit I was going through didn't happen, because that's how they was raised. And so when we out here, you know, misjudging people, but we out here also saying that people gonna go to hell because of this. No, people gonna go to hell for keeping kids that they know that they shouldn't have. And yes, it's irresponsible to procreate and use abortion as a way of contraception. However, it's none of our business about what people gonna go, or what people gonna have to face as far as their consequences. How about y'all put a lot of that effort in protecting kids that are already here, and they're getting abused? That shit bothers me, that we'll have all this propaganda for pro-life, but we don't give a fuck about the life that already exists on this planet. We don't even give a fuck about the planet. And I don't know, that just came out today. But as an abused, formerly abused child, that's an adult that's working on healing and getting through the shit I've been through, I could never look at pro-life the same. I could never look at condemning nobody to hell for real the same. Because I also know that people create their own personal hells, whether they know it or not, whether they realize it or not. So all I can tell you is, don't play over here. Don't play over here. I done stepped into my power. I will suck your fucking soul. I will take it. It will be mine. It will be mine. You will be walking around here soulless. Don't fucking come over here and fucking play with me. I don't know why I said that, but I had to say that. Just fuck around and find out. But yeah, I'm not playing with nobody. Who the fuck you is, what your title is. And this ain't even on no rah-rah hood street. I'm toting this. This ain't on it. This on a spiritual level. You notice I said soul. You can have your body, but I'm gonna take your soul. And I don't do that to worthy people. Consequences for shit like that. I only do that to people who think they want to play. Want to play? Let's see who can win. But for real, I ain't even playing with y'all no more. I'm just talking shit. I ain't playing with nobody no more. Like, once you start to play, you already lost. Like, that's just how that goes. But yeah, I don't know. There's some shit on my mind. The wind blowing with me, so it's confirmation for me. And I did a video on normalizing that we're not gonna always agree. I'm not naive to why people are pushing pro-life. I think that people should still push pro-life. So that's not what I was saying. If you are a pro-lifer, I think that people should still push pro-life. Why is she following me? Like, I went to take a walk, and she's literally came out the house and followed me. Yeah, so apparently you can't take a walk as a grown adult when you live at home with your parents. But that's the toxicity right there. It's like, I faced that all my life. It was like, it was a hovering that showed protection, but it's not really protection. It's protection against those on the outside, but those on the inside is fair fucking game. Like, so I grew up very confused because I thought like, oh, well, she helicopters, she hovers, she, when you out in the real world, she definitely makes sure that you are not being harmed by other people, but she will harm you, and so will the others. That's in the network. So I grew up very confused. It's no wonder that I didn't know what love should look like or would look like when it's healthy, because I just didn't grow up with healthy love. It was love like this. I'm 34 years old, and I can't even take 30-minute walk. And some people who are watching this video who hasn't been abused by a narcissistic parent will look at it like, oh, she's concerned. Yeah, she's concerned, but it's in another way. It's in a manipulative way to act like she was concerned. But she's not concerned, you know, about the actual real life harm she's caused me. Or her lack or her negligence has caused me. Her lack of emotional availability, emotional intelligence has caused me. So I'm done with that type of love, that fake shit. Whether it's fake or real, I'm done with it, because that's what I had to process this morning with Dante, is that toxic love is real. It's real as hell. That's why people typically stay. It gives you basically dopamine rushes to the brain, and it's like a drug, and it's a drug that I do not subscribe to anymore. I thank God for saving me from it. And I got tears in my eyes, but yeah, my 3 birds are out here. Thank y'all. Showing off. There's always one main one, but it's always 3, and then there's more. Yep, the other 2 over there. Oh man. But yeah, confirmation. But yeah, that I think was this part of this morning, is that, yep, the love I shared with Dante was definitely real. And a lot of times when people are in toxic situations, we'll tell them like, that's not real love. And we have to start admitting that that is real love for some people. I don't care what home environment they grew up in, that is love for some people. Like, I've known people who grew up in a 2-parent home that was presenting as a healthy home, but every home has its problems. And just because people aren't getting sexually abused, you know, physically abused, psychologically abused, some people are still watching parental relationships, like they're watching their parents be in relationships that are not healthy. So even if they're not getting abused, they're watching abuse, whether it's subtle or blatant. And that's love for some people. I don't want that shit no more. I watched it burst into flames this morning. Like, that's what it was. That's what all this was. But that's in the past. And my past is my past. May I always reflect on my past so that I always am grateful for where I'm at. I'm even to the point where, like, I ain't even trying to hold, malice and hate towards people. That don't mean that you won't get your punishment or your due diligence. You will get what's coming to you. In God's name, I pray. But I'm not gonna let that shit fuck up my life. Fuck up how I live. Fuck up how I think. I'm not perfect with it yet. It's real hard when you're actually living in that situation with the person. When they are constantly talking to people who have abused you or who have abused others, it'd be real hard for me to be like, I don't have no ill will towards you, like, because I'm in your environment. I'm constantly being reminded of you. However, I will say that the best self-mastery is in a toxic environment. When you can find peace within, no matter the fucking chaos that's going on around you, baby, you're gonna be all right. And I know that's a message for me too. That is a message for me too. Another thing that came up for me was a toxic fucking work environment. Let's just get all the toxicity out. I think I made a video about how I had a toxic work environment. I basically worked 2 jobs at one. One part of my job, loved it, have bragged and boasted on it. Another part of my job, fucking hated it. Hated half the coke workers. Loved a lot of them, but hated the other half. Very, very, very fucked up people. Let's just be frank and clear. Very fucked up people who stayed in a work field that they no longer are passionate about. They no longer love. They actually hate it. And instead of them choosing to go somewhere else, try something different, they stay and they try to make everyone around them miserable because they're fucking miserable. And then even if they are helpers and givers in life, they help and they give based on what they're going to get back out or how people are going to view them. Some of them even are helpers for gratification, that I'm helping you because I'm over you. So for me to be a helper means that I'm over you. You're beneath me. And so I seen a lot of weird shit at that job place, and I hated it. And I lacked boundaries, so I got used the fuck up. But the reason I mention toxic work environment is because we need to normalize not staying. And this for me, normalizing not staying where you are in a toxic situation. For me, my situation at home, because I say that because this applies to any part of your life. For me, and I don't even call it home for real, I just call it home for the purpose of this video. I really call it hell base, because I feel like I literally had to return to my first hell. But you can call it base, you can call it hell base. I don't give a fuck what you call it. But the reason I am choosing to be in that environment at this moment in time is because it is most beneficial right now for me and my child. So I can't just weigh the options for me. I have to weigh it for me and her. She's had so many fucking transitions, and this is just gonna be a moment where I get back on my feet and I bounce and never look back. But with these jobs, definitely if you have a degree, even if you don't have a degree, change your jobs. If your jobs are starting to suck your soul, get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck what bill you gotta pay. I don't care about none of that. Don't let these places steal your soul. The same way sex is an energy exchange, the same way you having a conversation with a person is an energy exchange, is the same way when you go into these workplaces, you are exchanging energy. Don't let them places steal your energy, harvest your energy, steal your soul. Change your job. Change your job. If you have a degree, if you don't have a degree, you are a versatile human being. You need to find somebody who know how to help you write a resume. Change your fucking job. If you know that traditional work is not for you, go be your own boss. Take a leap of faith. Take a fucking leap of faith. And you can also be your own boss while you're at that soul-sucking job until shit pop off. And you can leave the soul-sucking job. But just don't feel like you're stuck at the soul-sucking job. I've seen so many people be robbed of their true essence at soul-sucking jobs. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's it for me. It's just today, it's like learning that, first of all, love is whatever I define it to be for me. Now, I did have unrealistic expectations of what love should be from other people. And it's no wonder. Because once again, I did not have any examples of healthy love. Even the love that I thought was healthy, it came from fucking TV. Because I did not have anyone in my life that showed me healthy love. I did have a next door neighbor who I did admire their relationship. They argued, but they argued fair. He literally, when they had kids, as a just cuz gift, he let her have time to herself. He rented her a hotel, let her just read. And he got one of her friends to come into town as a surprise for her. Like thoughtful things, very thoughtful things. They were very loving and giving to each other. And like I said, they did argue, but they argued fair from what I heard and what we talked about. Very young couple, was very proud of them, seeing that with them. Probably other than that, I never seen like intimacy or love done right. Besides TV, they literally took this walk with me. Besides TV, and TV is make believe in so many aspects. So I say make believe because if you think it, you believe it, it can come true. However, sometimes you'll get what you think you want and it's not what you need. So I say all of this stuff to say that, you know, I want what I want in life, but I really want what I need in life. And what I do want is when I get what I need in life, that I am so aware that I can see it, accept it, receive it, and cherish it. Not be attached where I hold on so tight. I think of it like sand. I don't want to death grip my blessings, the people in my life, because of fear. If you think about sand, if you try to hold sand in your hand, it falls out. So I want to just be able to palm sand, see that it is sand, let sand, flow freely, and have sand again when I need it. So I literally, only thing I really want to hold on to is me. All I got is me. And so that's where I'm at. But I'm grateful for so many things. So many things. I guess today was a random dump. I'm gonna go in this house, take me a shower, eat, because I got sick and I started starving myself again. So I gotta get back on the eating schedule. And drink plenty of water because I was dehydrated as fuck. That was another thing that I started to realize. Maybe you feeling a little off too, because you need some water. But I was being lazy. I drink gallons of water and I had left the gallons of spring water in the car, so I didn't feel like getting it. Come on, get out the road. Yeah, so that was my fault. This dog just jumped all over my hoodie. I'm gonna have to wash it. But I love the dogs. I love animals, period. Happy to be reconnecting to that, because I was so disconnected. I had lost love for everything, including myself. So I'm getting back to the basics. Getting back to the basics. Still being extraordinary while I do it. Don't eat that. Let me talk to them like they're my dogs. I do not bring Sassy on these walks because I feel like if anything jumps out, she'll be a liability. Like, I literally have to try to pick her up and fight. And so she don't get to come on these walks. Whew. Yeah, I'm appreciating too the signs and synchronicities in life. So dope. I'm just happy to be connected again. I'm happy that I faced the ugly parts of myself, others, all that shit. But it was hard. It still is challenging. I don't want you to think, oh, it's over. I went through this great exploration last year. And I do have to say, I lived one hell of a life last year. Just period. I lived a hell of a life, period. But last year was grueling. It was turned up. It was fun. It was exciting. It was thrilling. It was painful. It was everything. It was a lot of different things all in there. And even though there was moments that I so fucking enjoyed and will hold on to for the rest of my life, as far as memories, there are moments that are there, that will be there. They won't hurt the same, thank God. But I really have taken these big strides into moving forward and enjoying freedom, enjoying peace, enjoying that life is ebbs and flows until you find your balance. And your balance doesn't mean that life ain't happening. It just means that you have found your flow. You have found your flow in things. And so no matter what's happening, you know you're okay. And I think I just want to end there because that's a positive note.